Hi.
How have you been?
All right.
So we haven't seen each other for about a week now. So why don't you tell me how the last week has been going with you and your kids and your ex-husband?
Not much has changed. He still doesn't answer phone calls or return the voicemails that the kids leave him. I got a letter in the mail 2 days ago about an eviction notice because I can't afford to pay the rent anymore, and yeah, it's just been rough.
Okay. Why? Have you been noticing things with your house, like not being able to pay bills on time, or okay, how long has that been lasting for?
Basically ever since me and my husband got divorced.
Okay.
I can usually try to pick up extra hours at work to pay for things, but that also means extra hours at work, means I need a babysitter, and that's even more money.
Everything costs money. It's tough.
Yeah, so I've maxed out a couple credit cards. Yeah, and I'm in severe debt.
So if you had support from him financially, would you be able to pay your bills and keep the house that you're living in, or do you need to downsize? What are you thinking of long term for your home?
I already only have a 2-bedroom apartment.
Okay.
So I don't know how much more downsizing I could do with 2 kids.
Okay.
If he were to help me financially, that would be great, because I will be able to make ends meet. I'll be able to afford to get food for the kids that they like to eat, because they're really picky eaters, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
So that costs a lot of money too. And food's a necessity. I'm clearly gonna buy food for my kids over pay the bills, but it just sucks that I have to pick and choose while their dad is nowhere to be found, not helping raise them with money, or not even being in their life at all. So.
Right, and you shouldn't have to pick and choose. I mean, for the safety of your children, you need a place to live. So being evicted, that would put you where? On the street? You know what I mean? So they both need to be kept very high, on your list of priorities, because yes, your kids need to be fed, but they also need a roof over their head.
Right.
So we should work on that. Would you like financial assistance from another resource, or would you like us to try to work with your ex-husband and get him more involved with helping financially?
I was always against getting government assistance, because I feel like people who really need that should get it, and I always thought that I could figure everything out on my own, but I'm to the point where it's about my kids now, and I'm scared for their safety, and I think I would be more than willing to take any help that I can get, including help from my ex-husband, because he needs to start helping.
Okay. We can try to do both. We can try to get you some government assistance until he agrees. If you, either you can try to contact him if you'd like, or I can do that. But I can work on getting you some government assistance, because I think you would qualify. Being a single parent and everything, that would, you would qualify for it. So I can get you some help getting that, and that might be short term. And then maybe working with your ex-husband and trying to get him more involved. Does he have any other involvement, not counting the financial stuff, but he's not involved at all in their lives or in your life or anything?
No, not at all. And the thing is, before we got divorced, he was a great father, always involved in everything, go to their school for their school plays or whatever it is, but since the divorce happened and he moved out, it's just been extremely rough. I can't even get him to watch them for an hour while I have to run an errand and do something. And the thing is, he only lives 2 blocks away, and I tried going to his house, knocking on the door, and he won't answer.
Wow, that's so tough. It's so tough when he's so close, but he has distance, and he has made himself distant. That can be really hard, and especially having your kids know that. I'm sure that are they questioning things? Are they curious as to why their dad lives 2 blocks away but isn't around?
I have an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old. So the 8-year-old has caught on to everything a while back, right before our divorce, and he would ask, "Why is Daddy so mean to you?" and stuff like that. So now he sees that Daddy is no longer in the picture. He doesn't necessarily want much to do with him. He already can see at such a young age that I'm his sole provider. I do everything for him, everything that I can do for him, and his dad doesn't care. but my daughter is 5, and she was a daddy's girl, and she cries every day because he's not there.
Okay, so your oldest is your son, correct?
Yes.
So he is starting to think that his dad doesn't want him, right? And does he try to contact his dad? Does he want to be in his life? Or?
My daughter, for a long time, would call and leave voicemails for him, and she'd be crying in voicemails, missing him, like telling him that she wanted him to come home and whatnot, and he would never call back. And my son would leave a couple voicemails here and there, but now he wants nothing to do with it.
Okay. Would you like to work on that relationship between your ex-husband and your children? Like, where would you like to see that go?
I want him to be the father that he used to be. My children deserve a father. No matter how I feel about him, he is their father and deserves to treat them like that.
Good. I feel like that's a good way to think about it. While he may not be doing all the right things right now, maybe we can get him to that point. Do you think he would, I know that you haven't had much contact with him, but do you think he would be willing to come in and talk with me, the both of you, or maybe just him by himself? Do you think he would maybe do that?
He has changed. He's a completely different person than he was when I was married to him. So honestly, I couldn't give you an answer if he would or not.
Okay.
Maybe, maybe not.
Is that something you would be interested in trying?
Yeah.
You would like to do that?
We need to get through to him because he needs to be in his children's life.
Would you like me to contact him, or would you, how do you think that would work out better? Because if you need me to contact him, I will do it. I will get that done. But if you think it'd be better if you talk to him and explain things, then by all means.
Considering he refuses to return any of my phone calls, text messages, emails, won't even open the door for me when I know he's home. Okay. I feel like it would be better if you were to try and contact him.
Okay, I can do that for you.
Okay.
Would you like this to happen at the next meeting, or where would you, do you want this done ASAP, or should we try to focus on some of the more immediate problems, getting you government assistance, which we will, and then try to get him more involved, or would you like me to call him this week so he's at our next meeting?
I feel like him, being in a relationship with the children is very important, and also helping financially, but I also think that trying to find assistance and to keep my house or get another house and be able to afford my bills is #1 priority right now.
Okay, we will focus on that then. We will focus on getting you some more assistance financially through the government, and then so you can use that money to pay bills, get food for your children, and then after that's been established and that's pretty solid, then we'll work on getting your ex-husband in here so he can start being more involved. It may not work out right away. It may not work out on the first try. He may not want to be involved, but I will be persistent and I will try to get him in here if that's something that you really want. Does that sound okay?
Yep, sounds good.
Okay, good. We're going to stop here and we're going to work on those things, and then we will pick this up in about a week at our next meeting.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yep.
Okay, have
Thank
a good
you.
day.
You too.